us, Iran affairs analyst Seyed Mostafa Khoshcheshm joins us live from Tehran. Thanks for joining us, Seyed. So we've just heard the U.S. saying that Iran continues to enrich uranium. It's going beyond the parameters of the original deal. It's going to get to a point where there's not going to be a point anymore for a nuclear deal because Iran will have advanced so far. Is there a sense, in your view, that time is running out?
Hello, and thanks for having me. Well, no, definitely the Americans are trying to use different kinds of language from encouragement to threats, especially when it comes to the front stage, in front of the scene. They encourage Iran and they threaten Iran. But we have had at least a dozen requests by the Europeans and especially by Americans behind the stage that have had some kind of begging tone to please Iran to get back to the nuclear deal. Well, the reason is that the longer the delay, the more powerful Iran becomes because it would gather more enriched uranium. The size of enriched uranium would be larger. Iran's purity level, the purity level of Iran's enrichment might or is feared to go high. I mean, when it comes to the U.S. and European allies, they are afraid that Iran might be willing to raise the purity levels. So it would give Iran more powerful hand and leverages against the United States and Europeans in the Vienna talks. So they don't want Iran to make its leverages stronger, so they want Tehran back to the nuclear talks. And second reason is that they have been ensured that Tehran would be back to the Vienna talks. It's quite a long time that contrary to what they claim in front of the media, they rest assured that Tehran would continue the Vienna talks. But what they are in doubt about pertains to the methodology and the strategy that Iran and the Iranian new government would have in the Vienna talks. So that's why the meeting between Enrique Mora and Bagheri Kani is very much important, as Bagheri is believed to be most likely the lead Iranian negotiator. So the meeting today was important because they want to gauge each other's intentions, true and genuine intentions behind the stage. And especially Americans and the Westerners would like to see if Iran would go for shifting a strategy in the Vienna talks or not.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right about the U.S. using the same kind of rhetoric that we've been hearing for years. But the U.S. makes the point that Iran can't expect the U.S. to give up more of what it wants if Iran is going to give up less. Isn't that a fair point?
Well, as a matter of fact, if Americans are honest about this, then we could say that the Vienna talks would end up in failure right from now, because the ball is in their court. As a matter of fact, Iran believes that all post-JCPOA sanctions should be removed, and if this doesn't happen, Tehran would not, resume its nuclear undertakings. And Iran has been very much transparent and clear about this in the Vienna talks. It has been reiterating that it has multiple conditions, especially two conditions are very important for Iran. One is that all the sanctions should be removed first by the United States. I mean, all sanctions after the JCPOA, was concluded in 2015. A second point is that they need to give Iran at least a 3-month long period for verifying the seriousness and honesty of the U.S., removing the sanctions. So Iran is very much serious because it has sustained a great loss. The last time we started the nuclear deal, actually in 2015, this didn't happen, and the Americans defied their undertaking. So Iran doesn't want to, be damaged and be hurt twice from, similar, action and view. And under the present administration of Raisi, who's been elected to office by the critics of President Rouhani, now his camp, those who voted for him, expect him exactly to behave and to have a strategy like this in Vienna talks.
Yep, exactly. It took the U.S. 10 years to get Iran to sign that deal, and then it was the U.S. that left it. Seyed, thanks so much for joining us.